Welcome everyone to this brand new episode of Pinche Al's Garage. Happy 2026. First episode for the new season, the new year, new content. So let's get to work because this is Pinche Al's Garage. Now, if you're seeing this, you are watching the new channel. This is just the other cars, not Volkswagen channel. We're gonna be working on other random cars on this new channel. So on today's car, we're working on a 1999 Subaru Legacy wagon with a 2.5 liter engine, one of my favorite Subaru motors. The alternator went bad. So we're gonna walk you through the entire process. It's super easy on these cars. It's probably one of the easiest cars I've ever done an alternator on. I like this car. That's why I ended up helping this guy out. He needed help. He's actually one of the construction workers working on our new property, and the car stopped charging just out of nowhere. I went over, I showed him how to diagnose it. I got a voltmeter, battery on here. We put the voltmeter on there, zero extra voltage besides what the battery was outputting. The battery was outputting about 11.1, 11.2 volts. He also had a little battery light on the dash, which also indicates either alternator or bad battery. 9 out of 10 times, it's gonna be an alternator not charging correctly. We ended up diagnosing that and we got it correct. Took the alternator out, took it to AutoZone, immediately said fail. So we ordered a new alternator, get this going. So we're gonna reverse install this really quick, and I'm gonna walk you through on how to install it. So give me a second here and we're gonna get back to work on this. So I reverse installed the alternator so I can walk you through the entire steps on how to install this. Now there's a cover right over here we're going to focus on. First, let's remove the battery, remove the negative, remove the positive, set them out of the way. Over here with the 10 millimeter, we're going to take off 1, 2, and 3 screws. This right here will give us access to the front of the alternator. So 10 mil here, here, and here. And then we're gonna work on the next step right there. 10 here, 10 here. Right there, set those parts aside. So this cover here. Now, I didn't bolt this one in all the way, so this one is a 12. This guy, pretty much you unbolt it. Careful with the nut on the back end, it might drop. Mine did, I gotta find it. But pretty much this cover comes out, and then this bolt comes all the way out. Next, with your 10, you have the alternator nut right here for the power. Pull up, put the nut back on, just so you don't lose it. Then you have the pigtail for the alternator right here. Okay. Next is your belt. You want to set it, that's going to be a 12. Nope. Righty tighty. Oh, no. Lefty loosey. Sorry guys. Lefty loosey. You take the belt off. Just fish it through. It's very straightforward. And the last step is getting the bolt that's right here that holds the bracket to the alternator. This guy right here. Go about this a couple ways. If I can reach it. Yep. That holds the alternator right there. This guy just stays in place. And pretty much you're gonna wiggle it up and kind of yank it on the way up, and it pry itself out. Alternator is now removed. Make sure your alternator has the double pigtail connector, the two prong. There is an option for the 3-prong, but it's not for the Legacy. It's for the Impreza. That's where I made the mistake. So just remember that. Here's the, this is the nut for the alternator. So remember, you don't lose that, okay guys? This holds the alternator in place on the back. Now, thanks to AutoZone, they had the part in stock. A nice fully remanufactured alternator. Okay. One thing that you're going to notice really quick when you put this in, this little spacer right here on the inside is pushed in. It's so you can get it in easier. So remember that. So we're going to slide that in, put it down. Okay. Now what you want to do is get your large bolt installed, but not torqued down, just started. Okay. This is just hold it in place for you. And then what you want to do is get this guy, the bracket one, set to a height where it's easier for you to grab. And do it by hand, please. And you just thread it in by hand. All this is doing is just setting you up for success. You'll see here, alternators in place. Now you have this little bracket. This is the little nut that kind of stays in place. There it goes. All right, so you want it to face this way. The chunky part up, and where it goes lean down at an angle down here, down to that is facing down. This is kind of matching the ear. So the bracket that goes right here, it's matching that angle. That's how it's letting you get it in. It's just pretty much locking the nut in place for you. And then you want to hand start the thread on that one. Okay, I felt it go all the way through. Next step, let's get the belt on. It should be already high enough for you to get the belt in. I mean, it should just drop right in super quick. Maybe. I lied. It's set too high. All right. Now that we have the belt in place, alternator pretty much on, like the rear bolt, this is all set by hand. You want to set your tension. Technically, you want just about a 1/4 inch to almost a 1/2 inch worth of play. I prefer a 1/4 inch of play on the belt. So, see, like that's a little too loose. That's about where I like to be. You want some looseness to the belt, not too much, because then it will squeak or not grab, and then cause a premature failure on the actual alternator or the belt. And that is no bueno. Come on, let's get in there. So we'll get that one settled in. Pigtail plugged in. Now we have a 12, and there's a 12 right down here. So 3 12 bolts before we tighten everything down to spec. So right now we're just gonna give it a couple light ugga-uggas. We're not torquing this down completely yet. That's going to need a ratchet. Okay, you got the 10 that's on here. I would do it with a wrench, just because the way that this top terminal sits. I think they replaced the oh, there's a bird in here. No bird. Oh, it's a beautiful red bird. It's like a red cardinal. He's stuck inside my barn now. My metal building, I mean. Let me see if I can get him out. Hey, out this way. Out the door. If you guys can see him. That's a bright red bird. He's somewhere up there. I gotta get him out right now. See, there he is. You need to get out. There's a door literally right there. Well, the bird won't listen to me, so he's gonna figure out his way out. All right, I'm gonna get you guys the torque specs for these 3 primary bolts. This guy, and the one down here. So from what I can find, this bolt is 18 to 20 foot-pounds. Same goes for this guy and the one down below. This guy is really not, I'm sorry, this doesn't have a torque spec. I'm sorry, the one down below, 18 to 20 foot-pounds, and then this guy, 18 to 20 foot-pounds. This guy's your tensioning. So this one, again, about a 1/4 inch of tension, and that's it. And then that should be it. The bolts that are doing the shroud, I do about 10 foot-pounds. I wouldn't go any heavier than that. And you should be set up and ready to go. Alternator's installed, battery's back and connected. We're gonna get back inside. We're gonna fire this car up. And then after we turn it on, we're gonna do a quick voltmeter test. So the dash, you would see right here, there'd be a battery light kick on when the car turned on. And officially, battery light is now gone, but I also kind of reset the car because I disconnected the battery. So we're gonna let this run for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna go grab my voltmeter and we're gonna test it. So it's gonna be a little difficult to hear me, but please listen in as best you can. So a good alternator should always run your volts at 13, 13.5, 13.2. A bad alternator will either give you a fluctuating voltage going over to 14, 15 volts, even as high as like 17, 18 volts. That's the rectifier is failing. So a bad alternator with a bad rectifier will do that, or a regulator. Or one that's failing will either give you a low voltage or no voltage at all. But checking right now, and we are getting 13, 13.1. We had 13.2, but the car is now idling, and it's quiet. It's running really well. So easy repair, done, and this guy will be a very happy customer. You know, his car ended up breaking down in front of my house, and I told him I'll fix it. Oh, excuse me. You know, and that's what Pinche Al's Garage is all about, is helping those in need, and I've always been there for everyone as often as I can. This guy's taken care of. He's just got to pay for the alternator and pay me whatever he wants for his repair. I don't quote prices. I help people. That's it. And whatever you can afford, you just pay. So this car is done. Now there's another car that has to come over. It's another one of his workers' cars that broke down. The starter failed. Now that DIY is going to be a little bit more thorough. That's a 2008 Mitsubishi Eclipse 4-cylinder. The starter is in the dumbest place as humanly possible because you have to take the exhaust manifold out to get to it. All right, that's next time. I'm Pete Chow's Garage, and thanks for watching. Everyone, have a wonderful day and Happy New Year. Peace out and be safe.